In the last decade, we've gotten a lot of games, none of them being for the PS5, and a lot of them being the type of game where you play it once, enjoy the story and what else the game has to offer. Maybe if you like the game enough, you'll try to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, and if you really like the game, you'll even try to 100% it. Even if it's Batman Arkham Knight and you end up spending 75% of your lifespan getting all the green question mark dildos some sexually confused maniac left all over the streets of Gotham. But in a lot of cases, you have a type of game that you play once and you never play it again, or a type of game that you play it once and you instantly play it again, or a game where you don't even feel like it ends, like you're always enjoying your time, which is kinda what video games were made for, if you could even believe that. Or a type of game that you always come back to since the first time you've ever played it and still loved every second of it. And that game is Minecraft. Also, before the video starts, YouTube says that 99% of you are unsubscribed, and like, that's just messed up, dude. Just subscribe. So in a slew of terrible games that have absolutely no replay value, and good games that also have no replay value, what makes Minecraft have so much replayability? And it's actually a pretty simple answer. It's called freedom in video games. And we'll call that FVG for short because I'm not going to say freedom in video games every time throughout this video. Some games besides Minecraft do offer FVG in some doses. For example, in Far Cry 3 when you go to liberate an outpost, or in Far Cry 4 when you go to liberate an outpost, or in Far Cry 5 when you go to liberate an outpost. You get infinite ways to go about liberating this outpost. And by infinite ways, I mean you could sneak your way through stabbing pirates and watching your dopamine receptors go up along with Jason's insanity.
Did I ever tell you the definition of
To activate the alarm!
Or you could drive a car with C4 strapped on right into the center of the outpost and explode it. Or you could shoot an animal cage with a tiger inside and watch it do all the work for you. But what happens when you do a story mission? You have to follow a man in a white suit. Adds up. That is not FVG. It might have little hints of it here and there, but when it's not there, it's very easy to see and very easy to wish that it was there. But Minecraft is FVG and that only. Unless you want to put a torch on a slab, because fuck you. But in all seriousness, Minecraft has infinite replayability, and even though it technically has a story, 90% of the time, you're not even paying attention to it. Because Minecraft has this perfect way of making the actions you would end up doing in Minecraft actually somewhat progress your story in Minecraft, if that makes sense. For example, when you build your first house, you're a weak bitch hiding from the mobs around the map because you don't have the means of defending yourself properly. But as you start to explore and find rarer and more valuable items and start to expand upon your house or even make a base, in your own Minecraft story, you've gone from cowering in a dirt hut to eating steak and eggs in a castle. And you've gone from running from mobs to killing the Ender Dragon. And every time you start a new Minecraft world, you might go through these events in mostly the same way, but it's how your house looks compared to the house you made in your last world. Maybe it's how you found better items faster and easier than you did last time. Maybe you got really unlucky and didn't get nearly the amount of what you might have gotten last time. Maybe you decide to do a hardcore world and add some risk to what you're doing. No matter what happens, you're not going to have the exact same Minecraft experience twice, and that's incredibly rare, especially today. There's a lot of games that try to push this idea that you could do anything in any way that you want, but in most cases that means that you could use a silent weapon, like a melee weapon or some sort of silenced weapon, or you could just go in guns blazing and shoot everything in sight. I swear, game developers will make it seem like their game has the most amount of freedom to do whatever you want just for you to get the same amount of options as when you do a heist in GTA 5. So is there actually a way to get more freedom in video games? I mean, it's definitely possible with games like Starfield and Elden Ring giving you countless options on what kind of build you want to do, what characters you want to meet, or game end.
you are maidenless?
Where you want to go specifically in the world, and how you choose to go about it. So there definitely are games being released today that have freedom of choice to do whatever you want, but why is it still so rare in today's gaming space? Well, in my opinion, I think it's for one of two reasons. One, the developers simply don't give a shit and would rather you just play the same game 12 different times instead of making one game that has the replay value of a whole franchise. Or the developers want a specific story to be told, and not letting the player do whatever they want interferes with the narrative. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about ludonarrative dissonance for half an hour, because there's probably a million videos already talking about it, but it really wouldn't make sense if in the new Resident Evil 4 remake, you had the option to may or may not take a peek at Ashley, if you know what I mean. And then towards the end of the game, when Leon says no to Ashley's overtime request, it just wouldn't really add up and make sense. But maybe that doesn't even matter. I mean, think of all the countless memories you've made playing video games. Now, I don't actually know anyone watching this video personally, but chances are it was times when you and your friends dicked around on some random-ass game trying to find glitches or just trying to see what the game limits you to do. It's why something like GTA 5 or Gang Beasts is hilarious to play with friends. Yes, it might not have the most freedom in the world. I mean, in Gang Beasts, you're just thrown in a factory or on a moving truck with a couple of other people and boom, do your worst. But that level of simplicity also gives the game so much freedom at the same time because you're the one who's making the game more complex. Like, imagine you go to pick someone up to throw them off the arena, and when you do that, there's an invisible wall stopping you from throwing players off the map. Then what are you supposed to do? Just keep headbutting each other until one taps out? What I'm trying to say is games can still be made with replay value and freedom of choice and actions. But at the end of the day, nothing will compare to you and your friends loading into your first Minecraft world together and having absolutely no clue what to do as you panic when it starts to become nighttime and mobs come out so you build your first dirt house. Then as you and your friends slowly start learning more about the game and what it has to offer, and before you know it, you've fallen in love with the game. So today I decided to dust off my PS4, plug it in, and load up my old world that me and my friend made during the summer. And the first thing I saw was Doodle Bob, which was made as a gift for my friend after killing him without knowing that he didn't have his respawn point set. So I made this while he was making his way back to the house as a surprise. Turning around as the world loaded in, I seen my small animal farm with red sheeps for whatever reason. I also seen my old house, that I completely made by myself, by the way. Looking inside, it was pretty empty, but at least my dogs have a nice view. And apparently I wasn't the only person with an empty room, but at least the basement looked nice. Leaving the house as it started to get dark, I saw my wheat farm that I definitely didn't steal from a YouTube tutorial. Well, the storage area, anyway. Looking to my right, I seen my old panda friend that I would always give bamboo every time I loaded in, and defended it from a venomous spider. After that, I made my way to whatever the fuck this was. Apparently old me didn't know what it was either, but it has a nice view at least. You could see the start of some sort of wool farm. You also see my nether portal in the distance, but I was recording off the default PS4 system, so it's very pixelated, sorry about that. Sprinting my way over, I also stumbled across my mine shaft with a railroad system that definitely didn't work, but it was a nice attempt. Looking at my old nether portal, I remember how proud I was of how I hid the portal with leaves and kind of made it look like a big tree at the same time. And looking at what I called this project, yeah, that checks out. After going through to the nether, I realized where my portal spawned and instantly turned around and got the fuck out of there. Well, I made my way back to my house and seen the night sky with the classic blocky clouds and stars everywhere. Seeing everything me and my friend built and all the days we spent up until 5 a.m. and it felt like I was a kid again. A simple, fat kid with no worries in the world besides, am I gonna be able to play Minecraft today and for how long? And I just felt at home. I'm sure everyone who has played Minecraft before has had countless memories that no other game could get close to offering. And hopefully while watching this video, I was able to make you remember some classic times you had while playing Minecraft. And maybe even gave you the urge to load back up into your old Minecraft world, or just to ask one of your friends if they wanted to play to relive the good times. But yeah, with that being said, this is the end of the video. I want to say thank you for watching all the way to the end, I really do appreciate it. I also want to mention that I did make a Twitter if you want to follow me to see me post bullshit. I'll put a link in the description. And lastly, I want to mention that my upload schedule is kind of slowed down, but that's only because I'm working on longer, retrospective types of videos. Right now I'm working on doing a video about the new Resident Evil 4 remake that I briefly mentioned in this video. And I also want to do a video on this fun bad movie I recently watched. So if you're new, subscribe. I got a lot of videos on the way that you might enjoy. But anyway, enough rambling. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to force you to sleep in the nether. Bye.